How's it going, everyone? DudeDecember here with a gameplay commentary for you guys. Today I'll be talking about the differences, or I'm gonna discuss, what I think about the PC version of BlackLight and the PS4 version of BlackLight. Because I did see the PS4 version at my friend's house. I do not have a PS4 right now, but I think I might get it in the future. But there are a couple differences between the two games, and some superficial, some other differences, but I just wanted to discuss it because I thought it was interesting that a PC game like BlackLight would end up going to a console game, just like Warframe did. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the superficial differences right now. So the BlackLight Retribution for PC was published by Perfect World Entertainment, as you all know, developed by Zombie Studios. Now, the PS4 version was published by Zombie Studios in accordance with Sony. So, for the PS4 version, the game is published by the developers themselves plus Sony. So, how that's going to affect content updates and all that jazz, we really don't know at this point in time, but I'm assuming once the beta stage of the PS4 version is over, I think that the PS4 version, depending on certain factors I'll be discussing later, they might get updates sooner, or they might get the updates the same time as the PC version. Who knows, It's all up for speculation at this point in time. But another difference, or another thing I saw with the PS4 version is that your friends list and your social network list is basically your PlayStation network, your friends list on PlayStation Network. So that's, I guess, how the friends list works. So BlackLight Retribution, of course, as we all know, is a game where you can pay real money, in real life money, to go ahead and buy a certain receiver or etc, gear parts or whatever, or heroes, So the PC version uses the in-game currency of Zen, which is PWE's, Perfect World Entertainment's, form of currency, real life currency. And the PS4 version uses Z-Coin. Now, from my understanding is they basically do have the same real life money to current in-game currency ratio, like $1 in Zen is 1,000 Zen, and $1 in Z-Coin is 100 Z-Coin, so it's basically the same ratio, proportion right there. But the big difference, honestly, from what I saw on the PS4 and the PC version, is that on average, the real life pay options for the PS4 version are a bit cheaper than the PC versions. Now, some of the big differences that I actually saw from this is that the PC version, on average for a per receiver, the PC version usually charges around $6 to $8, while the PS4 version, from what I saw in my friend's house, is let me check. I took a picture of it. So it's $3.50 on average for a per receiver. So that's a pretty, it's not a huge difference, but it's a difference. And for the paying customers, it might make a difference, might not, but it's a difference nevertheless. As far as the parts go for the PC version, the parts that you can attach to your weapons do cost on average $3 to $4. On the PS4, it's a lot cheaper right here. It's 75 cents to $1 for a perm part on the PS4, so that's a $2 to $3 difference depending on what you buy. And that actually is a big difference if you are, buying perm parts here and there, but it's still roughly cheap considering the price. Now, the heroes that you can buy on the PS4 version and the PC version are pretty much the same. PS4 is around $20 and the PC version is around $20, so that stays the same. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I am a relatively new player in the BlackLight Retribution game world, and to be honest, I just found it very interesting that the PC game would end up going to the PS4 version, or to a console in general, and just like Warframe, just kind of piqued my interest. So I guess that's why I'm discussing this. I'm not an expert at BlackLight or anything. I'm just noting the little differences I see between the games. Another thing to basically just throw out there is that the PS4 version is currently in the beta stage of development, and that is a huge difference between the PS4 and the PC version. The PC version is a lot more polished because it does have different, it's just more polished. And the PS4 version is pretty much the bare bones of a video game. You go in, you shoot, you can't really buy those little nuances and stuff that you can get in the PC version. Now, as far as speculation is concerned, hopefully with the release of BlackLight Retribution on PS4, the name of BlackLight Retribution gets bigger and bigger and more well known, you know, because it is catering to a bigger audience in terms of the PS4. Though the PC version does have quite a big audience, the PS4 version is just huge because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people play console games instead of PC games. I mean, in terms of the ratio, I think that's the case for that. And since there's the PS4 release, hopefully that BlackLight gets more attention. Let's cross our fingers, and we get more updates more frequently and a lot more content. That being said, another thing that piques my interest between the PS4 and the PC version is how are the updates going to take place. Since the PS4 is behind the PC version in terms of updates and content, I'm really wondering what will happen if they'll ever catch up in terms of the updates to guns and content, which they'll probably do eventually, but if they catch up, will that mean less content for the PC version? Now, I know that the publishers are different, but in terms of content, I really don't know how that's going to basically work, you know what I mean? If the PC version is going to get the new guns first, or the new heroes first, or the PS4 version, are they going to get the new stuff once they are caught up to the PC version in terms of the content? I mean, if you ask me, I will likely say that if the PS4 catches up in terms of content, I'm going to go ahead and guess that the one with the bigger audience will probably get the updates first. I'm not sure why, but it just seems right to me. It's all speculation, so we have no idea what's going to happen until that happens. And to be honest, I think the answer to this question is actually dependent on the success of BlackLight Retribution on the console PS4, and if it takes off or not, and if the game can attract a bigger audience and cater to a larger number of players. Now, one of the last rumors I have heard going around is that there's going to be a keyboard mouse integration for the PS4. What does this mean? You can use a keyboard and mouse to play BlackLight on the PS4. Is it going to drive players from the PC version to play the PS4 version? Because if the PS4 version takes off, that means in terms of players and number of people playing the game, and it just overshoots the PC version, will PC players eventually switch over to the BlackLight PS4 version if they do have a PS4? Because I would honestly, if PS4 version was that much bigger in terms of player base than the PC version, I would like to play on the PS4 because, you know, more people is more games I can run, and there's just, you know, bigger community. Though necessarily bigger is not always better, as seen from the other bigger game franchises that we all know and love that are overhyped, overpopularized. I'm not going to name any, but I'm pretty sure you guys have a good idea on what those name brands are in terms of FPS games. And the example for those is bigger communities, not necessarily better, but I personally, honestly, I would love to have a giant community of BlackLight Retribution players between the cross communities of PS4 and PC version, but I think it was already stated that will not happen in the future or in the near future. Now, speaking of the PS4 version, I do believe that the PS4 version has a bigger chance of taking off rather than the PC version. That's because the PS4 version, right now, the game titles aren't that great, so if BlackLight Retribution can get its name out there, I'm pretty sure it can compete against the bigger FPS franchises. However, in addition to that, I do believe that the PS4 is a lot more accessible to people than the PC version. The PC version requires a decent computer to play, and, you know, computer is, I feel like it's just more accessible on the PS4. More people buy the PS4 than a decent computer to run BlackLight Retribution on the PC. But anyways, I guess that concludes this commentary on PS4 PC version of BlackLight Retribution discussion, and yeah, thank you guys for watching.